Right, I'm delighted to be here with Eddie Hearn in Mannheim, Germany. Now, we've just witnessed an absolutely spectacular KO. Victor Yerkes, sensational. Talk to me about it, and is that the sort of KO that unlocks a fight with Johnny Fisher?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think when you got so many people in the attendance here tonight, a special kind of performance is going to grab their attention. So, Johnny Fisher's a bit of a unique spot where he sells out these venues every time he fights, but he's looking for the big fights and the big names. And I think Victor's going to be in those big fights, but I think he needs to pull out one of those opponents soon. He's 14-0 now, something like that. So he's doing great, good young fighter. And if Germany can get a couple of decent heavyweights in the running, you got 12,000 people out there tonight. So good performance from him.
Absolutely. Now, Eddie, it's great to see you in Mannheim, but you do a lot of globe trotting. You've taken Matchroom around the world. What do you think is your favourite memory or story you have from travelling with Matchroom? Because you must have some good stories.
I mean, I'll go back to when I was a kid, really. Travelling with my dad when he was promoting. I remember Johnny Nelson knocked out Markus Bott in Germany in the 12th round to win the European Cruiserweight title. It was a massive riot in the crowd, and we're down under, trying to get under the ring, and went to Hong Kong for Herbie Hyde against Tommy Morrison, and they never paid the money the day before the fight. So my dad pulled the fight at the weigh-in, and there was rows and fights and arguments, and and I kind of experienced a huge amount before I even started promoting. So I think some of the top memories in terms of my promotional job is obviously AJ, and a lot of those nights, AJ against Klitschko particularly, but a lot of those early nights, Darren Barker winning the world title, Kell Brook beating Sean Porter, Anthony Crolla winning the world title, Tony Bellew winning the world title at Goodison Park, and obviously the two David Haye fights. There's so many, but these kind of nights are great. We had it with Dalton Smith recently when he won the world title against Subriel Matias on an away show. It's great. I love away days. I mean, I've flown in today with the old Stone Island on. Do you know what I mean? It's like I just went in to see Paddy. We're ready to go, and you're right up against it. But they're the best nights because you know what you got to do. There's no point messing around. You got to go in there and you got to make it count. And sometimes when you're on away soil, just puts that mindset just a little bit more, and it switches you on a little bit more. So if you're good enough and you got that bit about you, you can get the win tonight, and looking forward to the Paddy Donovan fight.
100%. I mean, it's great you got your Stone Island on. I've got my Weekend Offender on, so we're representing the UK here in Germany. Talking riots, Dave Allen is going to cause a riot if he wins in Yorkshire tomorrow in Doncaster, so tell me a little bit about that.
They'll go wild, and he's got every chance to do it, honestly. I think, he's a very good fighter, Dave. I think in the past, sometimes he hasn't worked quite hard enough in the preparation. Sometimes he hasn't thrown enough punches in around, but I get the feeling from him he kind of knows that it all comes down to tomorrow night. And what better place to do it? In his hometown, at the football stadium, in front of 10,000 people. But it's a very tough task against Hrgovic, who's a very good fighter. So it's not going to be easy, but he can do it. And if he does do it, it'll be some night.
It most certainly will be. Now, you've been dealing with Dave Allen for such a long period of time, even going back to him landing that body shot against Lucas Brown, which I still think to this day is the best body shot ever thrown by a heavyweight. But obviously, he's been going at you relentlessly for years. I know he texts you constantly. Yeah. He's a funny character. What do you think is the best or funniest interaction you've had with Dave?
He would often phone me up in a build-up to a fight and say, I'm not doing it. I just don't want to do it anymore. He retired so many times. But I will say over the last 2-3 years, he's really... he's got a family. He's earning a lot of money. I think priorities have changed. So I think that he's a really interesting character. Very honest, and you see that a lot. And that can work for him and against him sometimes. But he's a good person with a good heart. Loves his fighters that he manages and represents, and is always pushing them. I mean, he voice noted me last night or this morning after the weigh and said, "I'm 17 stone 11. Oh, and can I have a 4-rounder on the June 6th card for so and so?" And he's a good man, Dave, and he's a good fighter as well. If he gets it right tomorrow night, it'll be a handful.
I mean, you mentioned he's making a lot of money. He's got 50 grand alone just for weighing in at the correct amount, hasn't he?
Who's that with?
I think that's from Jamie Moore, isn't it?
Was it? Oh, I very much doubt it. Yeah, I can't imagine Jamie Moore's had a 50 grand bet with him, but I don't know, maybe.
You've got to motivate Dave somehow.
Yeah, but sometimes you've got to motivate yourself, and I just think sometimes that comes later on in life for people. Sometimes people miss the boat in that respect. But I think it's caught up with Dave. I think you've seen him over the last year or so take things a lot more seriously, and this is the culmination of that because he knows he's in the toughest fight of his career. I think he's in with the best heavyweight he's ever fought. So he's not messing around with it. He's trained hard. He's given himself every opportunity.
100%. And while we're sticking with the heavyweights, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, if AJ gets through Christian Prenga, is it finally time? Are we getting AJ Fury?
It's done. It's signed. So everyone will be sitting there with their fingers crossed, July 25th. And me as well. You know, there's a lot to overcome. Obviously, you've got to overcome Prenga, which on paper he should do, hopefully comfortably. But, you know, there's been a lot going on in his life, and it's been a big struggle to get back into training camp. We're all very proud of him. And, you know, that's why they're calling July 25th a comeback. It's only 7 months after he last fought. But, like I said, a lot gone on in his life, and we'll all be sitting there with our fingers crossed to make sure we land the Tyson Fury fight.
Absolutely. Now, I imagine you're backing AJ to land that knockout shot, but could you give me a full Eddie Hearn prediction? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua in the ring, what exactly transpires?
I think AJ stops him within 6 rounds. I really do. I've always believed he stops Tyson Fury. And after I watched the Mahmoudov fight, and I know Fury's come back and he's a little bit rusty and stuff like that, but I just think he's going to give him fits. I really do. I think he's going to step to him. And if he lets his hands go correctly, I think he knocks him out inside 6 rounds.
Perfect. And now moving on to Dana White. Obviously, he's hosting loads of shows out in the States. I wanted to get your opinion on it. What do you make of his model at the moment, doing those fights in the Apex Centre?
I think they're bang average. I mean, what show have you seen that Dana White's done that's been even remotely good? Like, most of the time, you don't even know they're on. I work in boxing. I didn't even know the one was on last Sunday till it popped up on my screen during the night. There's zero promotion for them. There's zero ambition. They're in a garage. So I don't know. But look, they're powerful people, but I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they just thought they're going to come in. See, in UFC, they control the whole market. Now they're having to answer questions about Frank Warren said this, Eddie Hearn said that, Oscar. And he's just like, what the fuck? And I think over time he's going to go, fuck this. I don't need this in my life. But I don't really think they have a passion for it, you know? But we'll see.